After years of heartbreak, betrayal, and courtroom battles, the truth has finally come out, and the internet can't stop talking about it. Melody Shari just won the fight of her life. The air was alive with energy, a buzz that rippled through every corner of social media. For years, audiences had followed the unfolding saga of Melody Shari and Martell Holt, a real-life drama blending love, betrayal, and perseverance, played out across television screens and Instagram timelines. What began as a story of romance had evolved into one of heartbreak and endurance, culminating in a mother's relentless fight to protect her children. And now, the long-awaited verdict had arrived. The custody battle, a drawn-out, emotionally exhausting ordeal, had reached its end. The news hit like a surge of electricity across the internet. Melody Shari was granted full physical custody of her 4 children, Mariah, Martell Jr., Tank, and Milani. Once frequent faces on Love and Marriage, Huntsville, the children had faded from public view as tensions deepened. Now, with the decision finally announced, an audible sigh of relief seemed to echo online. Supporters rejoiced, their prayers answered, and their faith rewarded. It was a victory not only for Melody, but for every woman who has ever fought to hold her family together against the odds. But make no mistake, this triumph was no stroke of luck. It was the result of years of turmoil, public scrutiny, and endless legal battles. Viewers watched Melody navigate the ruins of her marriage with remarkable poise, her strength tested time and again. Martell's infidelity and his widely publicized relationship with Ariane Curry, mother of his son Knox, had already inflicted deep wounds. When he later sought full custody of their children, the move felt like a cruel final blow. Still, Melody refused to crumble. She transformed her pain into purpose, rebuilding her life, expanding her business ventures, and protecting her children from the storm swirling around them. Her journey became more than a personal victory. It became a testament to resilience, self-worth, and the power of a mother's love to rise above even the most public heartbreak. She built 7th Avenue Beauty from the ground up, not just as a business, but as a declaration of independence and inner strength. Every product, every venture became proof that she could turn adversity into achievement. Beyond beauty, she poured herself into real estate, public speaking, and even music, carving out a name that stood for more than survival. It stood for reinvention. Through every challenge, Melody Shari remained focused on what mattered most: her children's safety, stability, and peace of mind. The road was anything but easy. She endured public criticism, online attacks, and countless attempts to distort her story. Martell, once her partner, often seemed determined to control every aspect of her life: her image, her income, even her voice. At one point, he tried to block their children from appearing on Love and Marriage, Huntsville, a decision that many perceived as an effort to hurt Melody emotionally and financially rather than a genuine act of protection. His interviews painted him as a concerned father shielding his kids from fame. But to many observers, the narrative rang hollow, while others on the show, like Marceau Scott, who often highlighted positive family moments, portrayed stability, Martell appeared trapped in a cycle of conflict. His behavior, from public jabs to emotional manipulation, gave the impression of someone using his children as leverage in a personal war. But when the case finally reached the courtroom, the truth emerged. The judge and guardian ad litem, appointed to represent the children's interests, saw through the noise and focused on the facts. This was not about who missed a hearing or who could craft the better public story. It was about what truly benefited the children. The final decision reflected that clarity. Martell retained legal custody, meaning he still shared in major decisions about the children's upbringing, but Melody was granted full physical custody. The children would live with her full-time, while Martell's visitation would be structured and supervised, a safeguard against the instability that had defined their recent years. For the first time in a long while, there was a sense of calm on the horizon, a genuine chance for peace and normalcy. When Melody later posted a photo of Mariah, radiant and at ease, the image resonated deeply with fans. It wasn't just a picture, it was a declaration of victory and healing. After years of turmoil, people who had followed this family's story felt collective joy, as if witnessing the sunrise after a storm. But that calm was fleeting. Almost immediately, Martell responded online, sharing a clip of Sugar Mama embracing her half-brother Knox. It was a tender scene, undeniably sweet, Yet its timing and the way he tagged only Knox's page raised eyebrows. To many, it felt like a deliberate attempt to reclaim the spotlight, a reminder that he was still part of the story. And while Sugar Mama's innocence melted hearts, the gesture reinforced a familiar pattern. Even moments of tenderness could be repurposed for strategy. Still, through the noise and social media games, one truth stood firm: Melody had earned her peace. And in that peace, her children finally had the space to grow, laugh, and simply be loved. That little girl radiates pure joy, her hugs, her laughter, her light. Yet, behind Martel's actions, the motives were hard to ignore. His need for attention and control was as visible as ever. It was another attempt to pull the spotlight back onto himself, to blur the lines between empathy and ego. But this time it didn't work. The moment belonged to Melody, to her triumph, and to the peace she had fought so long to secure. The world wasn't buying his act anymore. People could see it clearly for what it was: a desperate grasp for relevance, an effort to soothe a bruised ego rather than a father's genuine concern. Still, amid the adult drama, one truth remained: the children are innocent. Regardless of the tension between their parents, they share blood, memories, and an unbreakable bond. Knox is their brother, and that connection should never be tainted by bitterness or pride. They deserve to grow up knowing love, not conflict, to build their own relationships free from the shadows of their parents' choices. Meanwhile, Melody Shari continues to soar. Her brand, 7th Avenue Beauty, stands as a living symbol of rebirth, a reflection of how pain can be turned into progress. Her recent victory sale, offering 40% off, wasn't just clever marketing. It was a statement. She has earned her peace, and she's celebrating it unapologetically. From her beauty line to her real estate ventures, from motivational speaking to music, Melody has evolved into a multifaceted powerhouse, a woman who rebuilt her world piece by piece and refused to let adversity define her. What makes her? Story so powerful isn't just her success, it's how she achieved it. Betrayal, public ridicule, endless scrutiny. She faced them all head-on, never compromising her integrity. Every insult became fuel, every setback a lesson. Her journey resonates deeply with women everywhere who have fought their own silent battles, women who've chosen resilience over resentment, love over bitterness. Melody's victory is their victory, a shining reminder that healing is real, that justice can prevail, and that even the most broken hearts can beat stronger than before. This was never just a custody case. It was a story about faith, endurance, and the boundless strength of a mother's love. Melody's name now echoes as a symbol of perseverance. Her rise from heartbreak to empowerment proves that even in the darkest valleys, there's always a path back to light, but the journey deserves acknowledgement. The loneliness, the betrayal, the attempts to discredit her character. These were not mere obstacles. They were deliberate efforts to crush her spirit. Yet she never wavered. Her devotion to her children, Mariah, Martel Jr., Tank, and Milani, remained her guiding light. She fought not for pride or revenge, but for love, the pure, unyielding love of a mother determined to protect her own. Now those children can finally breathe. They've endured more than most their age, witnessed more than they ever should. May their days ahead be filled with laughter, stability, and the constant reassurance that they are cherished beyond measure. As for Martel, his pattern of self-sabotage speaks for itself. His refusal to take accountability, his obsession with image over impact, these choices have consequences. He could have been the hero of his children's story. Instead, he became the cautionary tale. The world sees the truth now. It's time for him to step aside, to heal, and to let his children's needs come before his ego. In this case, the legal system worked as it should. The judge and the guardian ad litem saw the reality beneath the performance. They recognized the toxic patterns, the emotional harm, and they acted to protect the children's best interests. This victory reaches far beyond one family. It's a message to every mother standing in the fire, every woman battling for her children, her sanity, her peace. You are not invisible. Your struggle is seen, your strength matters, and your moment of victory will come. Melody Shari's story isn't just her own. It's a universal anthem of survival, faith, and transformation. Melody Shari's story stands as a powerful testament to what it means to rise, rebuild, and reclaim peace after pain. Her journey reminds us that healing is real, that forgiveness holds quiet strength, and that even after the longest storm, light always returns. She embodies hope in a world often clouded by chaos, a living example that grace and grit can coexist, that faith can outlast fear. But what makes her story truly compelling is not simply the victory itself, it's how she got there. The path was neither glamorous nor easy. It was marked by nights of doubt, tears shed behind closed doors, and the constant weight of public judgment. Yet through all of it, Melody remained steadfast. She refused to let bitterness dictate her destiny. Instead, she chose to rebuild piece by piece, turning every wound into wisdom. That is what separates survivors from victors, the willingness to rise even when the world expects you to fall. Every woman who has ever faced betrayal, heartbreak, or public humiliation can see a reflection of herself in Melody's resilience. She became a mirror for countless mothers, wives, and dreamers, a reminder that even when your foundation crumbles, you can still lay new stones of strength. She taught us that self-respect isn't a luxury, it's a lifeline. When life stripped her of comfort and illusion, she found her true identity, not as someone's partner, but as her own person, whole and unshaken. Today, her victory deserves to be celebrated, not just as a legal win, but as a triumph of spirit. The courtroom decision symbolizes far more than custody. It represents a restoration of balance and justice. For Melody, it is the culmination of endurance, faith, and persistence, qualities that carried her through the darkest valleys. For her children, it is the gift of stability, love, and a sense of normalcy that had long been disrupted. And for those who have followed her journey, it's a message that perseverance is not in vain. Let us uplift her story, stand beside her journey, and continue to send love and prayers for Melody and her children. May their days ahead overflow with warmth, stability, and the kind of joy that only peace can bring. May their laughter echo through quiet mornings, their hearts rest easy knowing they are safe, and their memories from this chapter fade into lessons rather than scars. In Melody's rise, we witness something sacred, the reclaiming of identity. Too often, women are defined by the relationships that hurt them, by the headlines that reduce their worth to drama. Melody defied that narrative. She refused to be a victim of her circumstances. Instead, she became the author of her comeback story, building a brand and a legacy that stands for empowerment. Through 7th Avenue Beauty, her real estate ventures, and her growing influence as a speaker and entrepreneur, she transformed survival into significance. What many fail to see is that behind her business success lies a deeper mission: to inspire other women to believe in their own capacity for rebirth. Every product, every post, every word she speaks carries the quiet message: you can rebuild too. She doesn't just sell beauty. She sells resilience, the kind that glows from within when a woman finally realizes her worth. And then there's the matter of forgiveness, the hardest lesson of all. True forgiveness isn't about excusing what was done. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of resentment. Melody's calm in the face of chaos revealed that strength. She chose peace over vengeance, faith over fear. That choice doesn't make her weak, it makes her extraordinary. Because forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. It means refusing to let pain write the ending. Still, healing doesn't happen overnight. It's a process, a long, winding road filled with setbacks and revelations. But Melody's story shows that the journey is worth it. Each step toward healing is a step toward freedom. Each boundary she set was a declaration that her peace mattered. Each success she achieved was a rebuke to the voices that doubted her. And may Martel too find what he truly needs: not attention or validation, but healing, accountability, and growth. Because when one parent heals, the whole family benefits. Healing is not just about reconciliation, it's about transformation. It's about learning, owning mistakes, and deciding that the cycle of pain ends with you. Martel's path forward must be one of humility, not performance. The most powerful apology isn't spoken. It's lived day after day through change. For their children's sake, that growth is essential. These young lives deserve to see cooperation, not conflict. Kindness, not competition. They deserve to see what healthy love looks like, so that one day they can give it freely. The beauty of children is their capacity to love unconditionally. They see beyond titles, beyond fame, beyond past mistakes. Their hearts only ask for consistency, honesty, and care. If both parents can give them that, the healing will ripple for generations. Though this chapter has closed, the impact of Melody's story will continue to echo. Her journey has already become part of a larger conversation about women's empowerment, emotional intelligence, and the strength it takes to walk away from toxicity. She is proof that vulnerability and strength are not opposites. They coexist in the heart of every woman who refuses to give up. Melody's rise teaches us that peace is not passive. It's something you fight for, protect, and nurture daily. It's built through self-discipline, prayer, and unwavering belief. She didn't find peace in the absence of pain. She found it in spite of it. And that's what makes her story timeless. The children now have stability. The mother has her peace. And the world has once again seen the unshakable, transformative power of a mother's love. A force that endures, protects, and ultimately prevails. But beyond that, her story invites reflection for all of us. How do we respond to adversity? Do we allow it to define us, or do we use it as a catalyst for change? Melody's answer to that question is clear. You don't let the storm drown you. You learn to dance in the rain. Her courage calls on us to reevaluate our own journeys, to ask ourselves what we're holding on to that no longer serves us, to forgive where we can, to let go where we must, and to rebuild where hope still flickers. Life will always test us, but it's in those tests that our truest selves emerge. Melody's story isn't just hers. It's every woman's story who's ever had to start over. It's for the single mothers juggling dreams and diapers, for the daughters watching their mothers rebuild and learning what strength looks like. For the women who've been silenced, shamed, or underestimated, this is your reminder that your story is far from over. You are still becoming. So yes, let us celebrate her victory, but let us also let it remind us that redemption exists, that grace can follow grief, and that every ending, no matter how painful, carries within it the seed of a new beginning. In the end, Melody Shari didn't just win custody, she reclaimed her power. She didn't just survive scandal, she redefined it. She didn't just tell her story, she rewrote the narrative. And by doing so, she gave other women permission to do the same, because that's what true empowerment looks like. Not perfection, not revenge, but peace. A peace earned through pain, preserved through faith, and shared through purpose. And as she moves forward, head high and heart open, one thing is certain: Melody Shari's light will continue to shine. It shines not only for herself, but for every person who has ever walked through fire and come out glowing. Her story is more than one woman's triumph. It is a collective anthem for healing, for perseverance, and for the unshakable faith that better days always await. She has become a living beacon for those who are still navigating their own storms, reminding them that no matter how dark the night, the dawn always comes. Melody's journey is proof that pain can be both a destroyer and a sculptor. It may strip you of what you once knew, but it can also shape you into someone stronger, wiser, and more grounded in truth. Each step she takes now carries the quiet strength of a woman who has seen the worst and chosen to keep her heart open anyway. That is the rarest kind of courage, the courage to love again, to dream again, to trust life even after it's broken you. Her light doesn't just inspire women who have faced similar battles. It touches anyone who has ever struggled to find their footing after loss. Melody shows that success is not measured by fame or fortune, but by peace. The deep, steady kind that comes from knowing you fought for yourself and won. Every business she builds, every stage she graces, every word she shares with authenticity becomes another ray of that light, guiding others toward self-belief. And as her influence grows, her message remains simple yet profound. You can rebuild. You can start over at any point, no matter how impossible it seems. You can turn heartbreak into fuel, rejection into redirection, and loneliness into purpose. The power lies not in never falling, but in always rising. In years to come, people may forget the details of the headlines or the noise of the drama, but they will remember the woman who refused to bow to it. Melody Shari's legacy will not be defined by what broke her, but by how beautifully she rebuilt. Her grace under pressure, her devotion to her children, and her unrelenting pursuit of peace will stand as timeless reminders that true strength isn't loud. It's steady, patient, and radiant. When others look back on her story, they won't just see a mother who fought a custody battle. They'll see a woman who turned pain into purpose, chaos into clarity, and loss into legacy. They'll see a leader who redefined resilience, proving that when a woman heals, she doesn't just heal herself, she heals generations to come.